Welcome to Mastering X eBusiness lecture series. From this episode, we are talking about several forms of eBusiness organizations. E-businesses can take several forms depending on the degree of digitization. And this degree of digitization can relate to the product or the service and the process of the delivery agent. So here we have listed down several such kinds of forms: click and mortar, brick and mortar, virtual organizations, click and collect, and click and ship. Now this word mortar, it doesn't mean the thing that you are used when fighting wars. It's not talking about mortar bombs. The word mortar means the thing you used when building houses. You know, the thing you used to glue building blocks. So this word is used to metaphorically say the organization have a physical presence. Purely physical organizations are referred as brick and mortar organizations, and most of the brick and mortar companies are now gradually expanding or shifting to click and mortar companies. Click and mortar organizations conduct some of their activities in online mode, but the primary business is done in the physical environment. We say the brick and mortar model is a traditional model, and all the other models are newly emerged models with the impact of the internet. So all the other models, click and mortar, click and collect, click and ship, and the virtual, all need internet to perform their business. Companies that engage only in online mode are considered as virtual organizations. They doesn't have any physical presence. Workers, customers, and everyone is connected through internet. Click and ship model uses virtual presence for their organization and directly interact with the customer. So when customer makes an order, it directly delivers the product or service to the customer's doorstep. Click and collect model uses the same concept as in the click and ship model, but rather than delivering themselves, they are store the product in a location. So the customer simply need to check it out without spending much time. So this model is used to reduce the heavy queues and physical traffics in retail stores. So these are few of the trendier forms the organizations can have with regarding to the degree of digitization, and many are on the way. The thing you have to understand is how each and every model is different to the traditional brick and mortar model. In the previous slide, we classify e-businesses depending on the level of digitization. Now in here, we classify e-businesses depending on the party that the interaction happening with. As you already know, e-business transactions can happen between various parties, with other businesses, with consumers, with the government. So here we are listed down widely being used classifications of e-businesses: business to business, business to consumer, consumer to consumer, consumer to business, business to government. In shortened form, we say B2B, B2C, C2C, C2B, and B2G. Now let's talk about each of them. Business to business, B2B. In B2B transactions, both the buyer and the seller are business organizations. And as common activities, we can say purchasing and procurement, supplier management, and inventory management. If we take the purchasing and procurement as an example, the two ends might be the supplier business and the manufacturer's business. Now the next one, B2C, business to consumers. In this case, sellers are business organizations and the buyers are individuals, the consumers. So they are purchasing products and services to use it, to consume it. So they are not going to sell the purchased item in that form or any other form. So B2C is sometimes known as retailing in online mode. Herein now I want to mention two keywords in B2C: electronic storefronts and electronic malls. They are two popular B2C shopping mechanisms. They provide a platform for both businesses and consumers to interact with each other. Now, the electronic storefronts are an extension of physical stores. If you are a manufacturer having physical stores and also use a website to sell your products, This website is called as electronic storefront. So this website, which is the electronic storefront, has a unique internet address and it represents your organization and also represent each and every physical store. Now the difference between electronic storefront and an electronic mall is, this electronic mall is a collection of individual shops under a one internet address. Now in here, as manufacturers, we do not need to operate and administrate our own website. We can use this platform to sell our products to the consumers. It uses the same concept as in physical shopping malls, but the difference is it doesn't have any physical presence. Now the next one, consumer to consumer, C2C. In C2C, an individual sells a product or service that he has consumed to another individual with the sole purpose of consuming it. A popular C2C model is online auctions. Now the next one, C2B, consumer to business. In C2B, it has many interpretations. One interpretation is consumer express a particular need for a product or service and the suppliers compete to provide the need. So in here, as consumers, rather than taking the things the businesses have provided, they have mentioned, we are making requests, not mentioning a specific business, but as a whole. If any business is capable to provide the service for our request, can do it. And another interpretation is, as consumers, we are providing services for businesses. For example, if you are providing a space in your personal blogs to advertise businesses, that is a one way of C2B. As consumers, if you are making reviews and surveys, that is also can be taken as C2B. Now the last one in our list is B2G, business to governments. In B2G, businesses sells goods and services to governments or government agencies. If there is a platform for businesses to bid on government tenders, that is a good example that connects businesses and governments. And that's how we can classify businesses depending on the parties they are interacting with. Thank you for watching and stay tuned on with Mastering It.